Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sirisha. I'm joining from New Jersey. Thank you so much for attending this 365-day meditation journey every single day. So we are on day 82. Omega Pyramid Dallas, PSSM Corporate, and Pyramid Valley International welcome you to this Stillness Beat, your daily dose of meditation and wisdom. So, as we all know, we start the session with meditation. So, let's welcome Master Sharath to conduct today's meditation. Good morning, Sharath.
Good morning, Sirisha. I think my audio is okay.
Yep.
Thank you. So, masters, let's begin the journey. Take out your specs. I'm sure you might have found a quiet place to sit. Take 12 minutes, 12 seconds time to gather and collect yourself in silence. Okay. The method what we are going to use for meditation is Ana-Pana-Sati Meditation. Being with the breath. The steps are very simple. You can see on the screen. Sit in comfortable posture where you can sit for longer duration. Clasp your fingers to form a circuit. Cross your feet for similar reasons. Close your eyes. Be with your natural breath. Very simple. Take out the specs. This is the right time. Slowly and gently close your eyes. Now you are pure consciousness, awareness. You know so many things are happening around you, both inside you and outside you. But this consciousness is limited. Just scan whatever comes to your awareness, consciousness. It could be anything. Background sounds, someone talking in the next room, traffic by the road. Internally, there could be thoughts, feelings, bodily discomfort. So with it, relax your body. Now let go of everything. Let go of everything. Let's take everything out of your consciousness. Let all of them be there in the corner. Don't bother about them. Bring your focus exclusively to your breath. Be very sincere, masters. Breath binds your soul, body, and spirit. Be with the breath. After exhalation, inhalation begins on its own. Be with the breath from that point onwards. Come what may. Relax. Relax. Leave everything else. Remain with your breath. Don't do anything. Just observe your breath. No mantra chanting, no visualizations. Just be with your breath. Relax. breath, Masters. Relax. Be with the breath. Go deeper, masters. Be with the breath. Be with the breath until I call you back. So, Masters, we are deep into consciousness. This is the space of healing. From this place of healing, let's heal ourselves and others around us. Mentally repeat the following affirmation along with me. Sincerely, I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Let's also be assertive and make following agreements with our lives. I will be impeccable with my words. I will not take anything personally. I will not make any assumptions. I will do my best at all the times. Be in this state for the next 3 minutes, Masters. Last 1 minute. Thirty seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rub your palms. Keep it on your eyelids. And slowly open your eyes to here and now. Thank you for meditating with me, masters. It was wonderful. Over to you, Sirisha. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sharath, for that deep guidance. Thank you. So, friends, hope everyone is back from meditation. Let's move on to the next part of the program. I invite Prithvi to share today's wisdom. Good morning, Prithvi.
Good evening, Sirisha. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sharat. And namaste, friends. Thank you so much for meditating today. And today, this week is going to be all about simplicity. So everything that we are doing is to simplify the life. The more we simplify the life, we are more at peace. We have more clarity. And the best thing that happens with simplifying the life is we create more space. We create more space mentally, physically, and at the soul level also. There's so much space that gets created to receive the energy. And mind is all about complication, whereas truth, that the practice that we are doing and the way we want to align our life towards truth is very simple. So this week we will see how we can simplify our life at every different level. So before that, I would like to ask all of you, what is your idea of simplicity, or what, how do you define what it means to be simple? So you can just type some keywords on the chat. Let's see what you think is to be simple. You can leave some keywords on the chat or define what you think simplicity is. Okay, Ashwini says, just be ourselves, needing nothing from outside to make us feel complete. Very true. Humble, uncomplicated, stay grounded. Wow. Okay. More kind and accepting, honest. Okay, thank you. These are very, very important words: humility, trust, and transparency. Yes, very much. So, how do we develop all of these qualities? It is sometimes not very natural in all of us. So we will explore how we can develop these qualities. Live with needs and not wants. Wow, that's amazing. That's the exact thing that what we are going to explore this week. That tuning into what is the need of the body, mind, and emotion, and not wanting more. Take it easy, whatever the situation is. Absolutely. Thank you so much for being so active, friends. So let's dive into the subject. Let me share my screen. Okay, so the simplicity, I want to start off with the body level. It starts with simplifying the food habits, simplifying our food plate. So let's see how we can simplify the plate, because if the body is very heavy, the mind will be sluggish. We have experienced this very clearly. If we eat very heavy meals, we feel very restless, we have scattered thoughts, we have mental fog. Whereas when we eat light, we have a more clear thinking. And that's the reason I think, most of the time when we were preparing for examinations, we were told to eat very light foods so that our mind can be alert and we can remember more. We can use our cognitive abilities more efficiently when we eat less or when we eat lighter food. Because when the body is stressed, we feel very irritated and impatient. While the body is relaxed, we have that clarity and calmness. Almost, I think we have been hearing about this gut brain axis from everywhere, because we have been now getting to know from the scientific community that our gut is our second brain, because most of the neurotransmitters which control the emotions of our mind and of our feelings are secreted in the gut. And it depends on what we eat, the health of the gut, the microbiomes in the gut. It depends on what we eat. So what you are eating is not just affecting your body physically, but it affects your emotions, your thoughts, and your clarity. So the fact is that the gut actually secretes it has the major endocrine organ. It is like it's producing almost 90 to 95% of serotonin, which is a happy hormone. We think that it is secreted in the brain. No, it is secreted in the gut. And the most significant amount of neurotransmitters like GABA. GABA is a neurotransmitter which reduces our new thinking patterns and number of thoughts. This is, I think I had told you in the week one that this GABA is chemically prepared and given to people as a medicine for treating anxiety. Whereas this GABA is produced and secreted naturally in our gut if we follow a healthy diet. And dopamine, norepinephrine, and acetylcholine, all of these are antidote for stress hormones, which are secreted in the gut. So what we eat directly influences our mental health, our moods, and our stress levels. So having this knowledge about gut brain axis is very, very important. If you want to read the research paper, here is the link. We can share it on the groups also. You can go read the research paper. And yeah, the physical clutter always creates mental noise. Excess food creates heaviness. Poor sleep will create confusion, and cluttered space will create distraction. So it is very, very important to simplify the space that we are living and improve the quality of sleep and make our food much lighter as much as possible. So the science of energy says whenever we have heavy meal, what happens is the blood directly flows into the digestive organs, and the brain will not get the blood flow, which will make the brain more sluggish, more sleepy, less focused, and there will be more mental fog. So the brain, which will not be able to receive less and energy, it'll reduce the cognitive resources and becomes limited. So that is the reason we have to be very mindful and conscious about how much we are eating and what kind of food we are eating. And initially what happens is, as soon as we eat a lot of food, there will be a sugar spike. Immediately after eating food, there will be an increase in the glucose levels in the blood, which will give a dopamine rush in the body, but that will be followed by a depletion of energy as well, because immediately the energy will crash. So that is why after a meal, you feel very low, right? Even after eating food, you don't feel energetic. You feel lethargic. That is because after a sugar spike, there is an energy crash, which will lead to mental turbulence. So eating light is very, very important, which will create more clarity to us. And if you have been to Vipassana, and if you are doing regular practices of meditation, you will understand when you have eaten heavy food, you cannot bring your awareness to the breath. Sitting in silence becomes very difficult when you have had heavy meals, because mind cannot be alert when we have heavy meals. That is why in Vipassana, after 1 o'clock for senior meditators, old students, after 12 and 1 afternoon, there's no meal given at all. There's just only 2 meals given, one in the morning at 7 o'clock and second meal at 12. And that's it, closed for the day. There's no food after 1 o'clock. So that will keep the mind more alert. That is the reason why we have to be reducing the amount of food that we take and eat according to the need. That's very, very important. So in Ayurveda also, it is explained very well that when we eat light food, we have powerful digestion, which we call as Sama Agni. And when we eat very oily and heavy food, there will be Manda Agni, which will create lethargy and dullness of the body. And when we eat very heavy food, there'll be Tikshna Agni, which will lead to very poor digestion. And if that toxin just starts to build up, right, it is called ama. Ama means it is the toxins which will not be able to get digested in the stomach, starts getting accumulated. So according to Ayurveda, almost they say that more than 90% of the diseases starts from the stomach. It depends on how you eat. So it is very, very important to look at what we are eating. And they say that what you eat will is equally proportional to your mental status. If you are choosing food which are rajasic in nature, you will become more restless, more reactive, and there will be more of activities which will not lead you to be more composed and calm. Whereas if you eat food which are tamasic in nature, you get into dullness, inertia, and lethargy. So you have to choose food which are more sattvic, which will help you to be more peaceful, alert, and which will give you more clarity. So eating light will increase the sattva nature, and which will lead to enhanced awareness for all of us. And Patriji beautifully has given this wisdom of moderation life. He said, Mita ahara, mita chintana, mita vak will lead to a simple life, which means mita means in moderation, eat in moderation. Eat when required. Eat according to the need. Don't eat according to the greed. The body actually can sustain just with a rice and dal almost 365 days all 3 times. The body will be nourished just with these 2 items. But the variety, the taste is required by the mind. So you have to be very mindful, and it's not that you have to reduce or avoid eating, but you have to eat it in moderation. Mita ahara. Mita chintana means limited thinking, and mita vak, mindful speech. So this is what we are going to practice this full week, friends. Remember these three lines: mita ahara, mita chintana, mita vak. Mita chintana we are already practicing. So this week, try to implement moderate eating and moderate speech. Speak only when required. Your words carry energy. The more you simplify your words, it'll start to carry more power. So try to be in silence as much as possible this whole week. Let's experiment with silence this week, because simplification starts with silence. So this week, we are going to start with the body, with the food that we are going to eat. We will simplify it and start silence. Speak only when it is required, and try to be quiet as much as possible, and choose one of the day in this week to be in total silence. The reason why I don't usually appear on Saturday sessions is because Saturdays I am in total silence. I don't speak. So it is very important to practice silence also. So this week, choose one day where you are not very active at work, and prepare your family members and say that you're going to be in silence for one full day, and see how it feels. For 24 hours, let's practice silence, friends. Okay, so that will help us to naturally become simple with our practices. So just to recap, when digestion becomes heavy, consciousness becomes dull. And when digestion is light, awareness becomes sharp. So you don't force the silence, but you create the condition for it. And 1% decluttering challenge this week, for today, is that clean a small space in your room. It might be just a drawer, a shelf, your table. Clean it, declutter it, create more space in the space that you live. So that will create more space and clarity, and it'll reduce the mental clutter also. So clean one small space, eat one mindful meal at least. When you're eating, don't watch TV or don't look at phone. Mindfully enjoy your meal, at least one meal in the day, and drink water more consciously, because enjoy drinking water. I don't see people enjoy drinking water. So enjoy drinking water, because it's the most important thing which hydrates and keeps our body healthy. So these three are the things that will help today to declutter. This is the challenge for today. And the practice is moderation in eating and less speech. So this week, we are not going to add more to our practices. We are going to reduce things, make sure that we need less. So to begin with, we are simplifying the body, and let's watch how the mind follows with this simplification, friends. So with this, let's intend for the day. I request all of you to close your eyes. Let's intend for the day. Let me feed my body consciously. Let me choose what brings lightness, clarity, and awareness through the food that I eat. Let me create more space to simplify my life, to be in my natural state of joy, peace, and love. Thank you. Over to you, Sirisha. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Prithvi, for that wonderful sharing. So, friends, let's move on to the next part of the session. We have Tanishka from Dallas, who will be sharing her meditation journey with us. Hi, Tanishka.
Hi, hi, Shanti.
Yeah, please
Hi,
go.
okay. Hi, my name is Tanishka Vaduta, and I have been doing meditation since COVID, so around 6 years. And I started meditation because my mom, she used to force me all the time and say, sit down with me, do at least 15 minutes every single day. And when I first started doing meditation, all I could think about was, why should I be doing this? This is such a waste of time. I could rather be playing games or watching TV instead. But after a while, I was able to see results in my life. I was able to help my studies get better. My emotions were being more positive. My health was improving. My relationships with my friends and family were also improving. But I was only able to get into meditation because of my mom and my parents forcing me every single day, come sit at least 15 minutes. At first, the first result I've seen was my school. In school, I used to be like a very quiet kid. I wasn't able to communicate with my teachers properly, and my grades were very bad. But after doing meditation, I was able to understand the subject a lot more easier, and my grades were also improving. I was able to talk and communicate with my teachers and my friends in school much more easily without having such trouble and anxiety and stress about like, oh, what will they think about me? And I wasn't seeking validation from others in school. I was able to have confidence in my own self, and I was able to be really confident in school, where like in middle school and high school it's very hard for teenagers especially for this to happen in school. But after a while doing meditation, that completely changed for me. I was able to speak more confidently, my grades went higher, and I just became a whole different person. And not only that, but my emotions too. A lot of the time, my mom would tell me, go clean the house, and I used to get so mad. Why is she telling me? Why me? I want to go watch TV. So I used to get so mad at her and saying, like, why couldn't she do it herself? But then after a while, I've seen all the work that she's been doing, and even without asking, I've had this own feelings to go help her out. With meditation, I have been seeing life in a more positive manner. Without like same thing as a cup of half water. Rather than seeing it half empty, I was able to see it was half full. And that was only because of meditation. My health also improved. When I was younger, I was the first in my family to get sick because of colds, fevers, and seasonal pollen issues and whatnot. But after doing meditation, my immune system has gotten stronger, and I'm not getting as sick as often, and I'm being a lot more happier around my family and friends. And with my family too, not only my mom, but like my sister too. I used to fight with her all the time because we used to disagree on a lot of stuff. But like if I had a disagreement with her, I would sit in meditation for 15 minutes, and after I got up, I'd think, oh my gosh, that was such a silly thing to fight over. And I used to be able to calm down and not be angry anymore. I used to feel a lot more refreshed and I feel a lot better. And this is why I want everyone else to do meditation too, and why meditation is such an amazing tool that everyone can use. Not only with helping your grades, friends, relationships, and other stuff, you can also use it in many different ways to help you grow mentally, physically, and help others around you. This is why like everyone should do meditation, and this is my experience through doing meditation. Thank
Wow,
you.
wonderful. Thank you, Tanishka, for sharing, your meditation experience. That was inspiring for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for giving the opportunity to share.
Yeah, thank you, friends, for joining us today. So we will conclude today's session. Have a wonderful day and a good evening and good morning to all of you. We'll see you all tomorrow at the same time. Thank you.